What is up, Light Fam? Welcome to another video, and in today's video we're going to be discussing the law of attraction. A lot of you guys, when you first find out about the law of attraction, you start manifesting all hot and heavy, and then when that newness and enthusiasm wears off a little bit, you reach a little bit of a plateau or get a little stuck. So today's video is going to be on how to unstuck yourself. Come on, let's go. Alright guys, so if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell. You don't want to miss any of this new content that I drop every single week. Is new spiritual tutorials that hopefully can make a positive impact in your life. And also make sure that you stick around to the end of the video, because after I kind of dissect what may be going awry in your law of attraction practice, I'm going to give you a quick, easy, powerful solution that you can implement ASAP and get those manifestations rolling right back in your life, okay? So let's dive right into the video. All right, guys, so why am I qualified to discuss the law of attraction with you? Well, I was one of the secret fanboys back in the day, 11 years ago, whenever that was. And it's not like I just discovered the law of attraction yesterday and I'm all enthusiastic about it and I want to share it with the world. I have over a decade of law of attraction experience, the ups, the downs, the middles, and I can offer a lot of value to really allow you to kind of put your foot on the gas and really get things to start manifesting much quicker and keeping it for a much longer time. What you do attract, you end up keeping for the long term, and that's really what it's all about, getting to the next level and staying there and then leveling up from there. So firstly, what is the main issue with the law of attraction? Well, anytime that you have to attract anything, you're simultaneously sending out a signal saying that you don't currently have it. So that's an internal sign to yourself that there's an incompletion there. There's something that's lacking. And anytime you're sending out a signal of lack, there's almost desperation, there's incompleteness. And so a lot of times that's not a vibrational match. So you need vibrational resonancy with that which you're trying to attract. And a lot of times people will put what they want on a pedestal. And this is really bad because right out of the gates, you are putting yourself on a lower frequency than that which you want. So you're already not a vibrational match to the love, the money, the relationship, the health, whatever it is that you're putting up here. You are saying that you're not that now, and there's not a vibrational connection there. Now, yes, we all can manipulate energy to get things. But it's going to be, in your experience, short term if you're not vibrationally congruent with what it is that you're trying to attract into your life. So when you're putting out that signal of neediness and desperation because you've put something up on a pedestal, not only are you not a vibrational match for what it is that you're trying to experience in your life, but now you've become a match for other things to feel needy and desperate and lacking over. So, and if you need to attract something, you're also saying that what you want is outside of you. So there's a sense of separation. So there's a sense of duality. And the more that you go into spirituality, you'll understand more about unity. But the law of attraction is kind of based off of a dualistic paradigm, because if you have to attract anything, that means that you don't already have it and that you're not it. So we need to switch that around a little bit. So one of the number one hangups that I see with people that practice the law of attraction is attachment to outcome. So they want it so bad that they're actually pushing it away, because as they say, they're putting it on a pedestal. And if anything is not vibrationally congruent with you, you're out of alignment with it. So if it's up here, when you put something on a pedestal, you open yourself up to a whole lot of other variables that really have nothing to do with whether or not you're going to manifest what you want. So when something is up here, you start asking questions like, am I worthy? Am I worthy of receiving this thing? And that's where issues of self-worth can come into the picture. Maybe there's issues of self-worth based off of, what your parents told you growing up or how they treated you. Were you indoctrinated with fear-based ideologies that preached condemnation and judgment and being imperfect, under construction, not perfect, or were bad things about money put into your brain. So when you start messing around with putting something higher than yourself, there becomes, this deserving type of thing, which is another, whether or not you get what you want has absolutely nothing to do with deserve. The law doesn't respond to whether you're a good person or not. It just responds to whether or not you're vibrationally congruent with it. We all know people that aren't living, the best life. They're not living the life of saints, but yet, they have everything that they want. So deserving has nothing to do with it. And when you put something up here, you start asking, do you deserve it? Are you worth it? And these things absolutely get in the way of your manifestation because that has nothing to do with it. Another thing that gets in the way is the word earn. Did I earn it? Have I worked hard enough? We see all of these memes all over social media. You gotta work, you gotta sacrifice to get anything. Gary Vee even says, you gotta work your face off. And you do have to work, but if you just vibrationally align with what you want, it doesn't feel like work. So we gotta switch around how we think about things. So I've harped on why the law of attraction is a little clunky and not the fastest and easiest. And I hope you law of attraction loyalists haven't clicked away yet. Stick around because right now we're going to get into the solution. How do we actually manifest and experience the life that we really want to live? Let's get into that right now. All right, guys, so how do we fix it? What is better than the almighty law of attraction? Well, I'm going to tell you now. So there's actually two excellent methods. I'm going to leave the second method in part 2 of this video. So make sure that you subscribe, click that bell so when part 2 drops, you also have that method. I'm going to talk about the first method right here and right now. So let's get scientific for 2 seconds. Just bear with me. Of course, our environment is made up of atoms, and atoms are concentrations of energy. Now, physics tell us, actual science, this is in the science books, that the way you change an atom is you change the field in which the atom lives. So you can change the atom to match the field. And the way that you change that field is magnetically and electrically. Now, here's the interesting thing. Our hearts are the strongest electrical and magnetic generators in our body. The heart is 5,000 times more powerful magnetically than the brain, and 100 times more powerful electrically than the brain. So science has discovered that there's about 40,000 cells in our heart that make up this little communication network. They're called sensory neurites, and they actually carry out some of the functions, some of the same functions that the brain carries out. So scientists call the heart the little brain. So when you can get the heart and the brain in coherence, you literally change the field of energy around you. So this is where meditation is worth its weight in gold. Guys, if you need a solid meditative practice, watch my video here on how to meditate. It will allow you to get congruently, vibrationally in sync with what it is that you're wanting to experience in your life. But so what we want to do is get in that good meditative state, and we want to use our emotions. Okay, so emotions are energy in motion, all right? Now, if we can feel those overwhelming feelings. And I mean overwhelming. The emotions is what really allows you to link on to the frequency of the reality that you want to experience. So let those emotions of overwhelming joy after you've attracted or received or experienced whatever that goal is, feel that overwhelming joy. Let tears well up. Let that feeling just cascade over you. Of how you would feel after you met the love of your life, or after you got that job promotion, or a miracle happened and you're able to make your mortgage payment, whatever it is. Let that overwhelm you and really feel those emotions. And so that heart starts to transmit, and now there's coherence between the heart and the brain. The problem with just the law of attraction is that if your heart, which is the receiver, and that's the big transmitter, is not in alignment with what your brain is saying. So you've got all the affirmations going on in your brain. I am a money magnet. Money comes easy to me. I love money. All of this stuff. That's a very intellectual, logical affirmation that has a little bit of a wave frequency. But when that travels down here, if you're in lack, you're struggling to pay the bills, the heart is in fight or flight. Okay, the heart is part of the ego has the heart in fight or flight, which is a state of resistance. So that intellectual thought of money comes easy to me stops right here. It never makes it to the subconscious. It never makes it to the heart. Okay, so this is where you need heart coherence. Dr. Joe Dispenza, look him up. He's excellent. One of the things that he says is thoughts are the language of the mind, of the brain, and emotions are the language of the body. And maybe it might even be better to say the language of the heart, since the heart is the big transmitter. We need heart and brain coherence to completely change our reality. So we've all heard the expression, thoughts become things. So now that we understand science a little bit better, maybe we should say feelings become things. So now when you're raising the vibration of your heart, and for you meditators out there, let's open up that heart chakra. Let's really open that heart chakra wide open. And when we're feeling those emotions of absolute love, absolute abundance, absolute health, that is a feeling of wholeness and completion. It's impossible to send out a signal of lack, of neediness, of scarcity. You are complete, you're whole, you're happy, and you are absolute abundance, you're absolute love. The only thing that you can experience in your physical reality is absolute abundance and absolute love. Go out and prove it to yourself. When you're in a state of abundance, when you actually believe it and feel it, go out and give to someone. Be generous. Only an abundant person can give, right? Someone who is in lack doesn't have anything to give. So you're proving to yourself that you are generous through actual physical doing. So we get those emotions high, we become a transmitter. We're emitting the signal of abundance. We're emitting the signal of love. We're emitting the signal of health. We've focused in our mind that perfect relationship that we actually feel equal to now because we have a sense of wholeness and completion. We don't have to attract anything because we already are everything. We are those dynamic dollars. That's just a piece of us. We are all of these things. There's nothing to attract. We're whole and we're complete. So now that you have this sense of wholeness and completion, you identify with being abundant. You identify with love. And you gotta love yourself before anyone else can love you. So that sense of self-love has to be real. It has to come from your heart. You can't just tell yourself. There has to be coherence between the brain and the heart. So when you have the identity of being abundant, there's no stronger manifestation than manifesting your perception of your own identity. Everybody perceives their own identity, and that's what they experience. This is why the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. The rich don't get richer because they're, doing something underhanded with money and they're doing scams or what. they have an identity of being abundant and rich, and that's the only thing that they can experience because they're not on the frequency of lack. They can't experience lack because they're not on that frequency. This is why when rich people go bankrupt, and they'll go bankrupt several times, they always get it back immediately because that's their identity. That's the frequency that they're on. So your identity, again, comes from your subconscious. We want to believe it up here, but you really have to believe it down here in your heart. So you got to get your heart and your mind congruent. And once the heart and the mind are congruent, you can move mountains. All right, guys, so if you found value in this video, please like it. If you know anyone that's struggling with the law of attraction or struggling in general, please share this video with them. Make a positive impact in their life. Make sure that you subscribe and click the notification bell because within the next week, I am going to be dropping part 2 of this video series on how to manifest better and faster than the law of attraction. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, light, love, and abundance to all that are watching and to all you love. Peace, guys.